I did just do 2 shots though, so I feel like
I need to do another shot. Do we love you? Be so high.
Yeah, get in there. Now we're recording. Gotta get lower.
Oh. Shit, that was loud.
First things first.
Okay.
We need to do our intro.
We're movie stars.
You guys are movie stars.
Are we looking?
yeah, the camera.
Okay. I'm Veronica.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is Drunk History.
What was that noise? I feel like you like half burped or something. It's gonna be a long night. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to our wedding. I'm Veronica.
And I'm Ryan. And this is our drunk history.
Hit it, Ryan. Set the stage.
September the 29th,
2014.
2014.
To be precise.
So I was at UF. I was a junior. It was Veronica's first semester in Gainesville at Santa Fe.
I was a cutie little freshman. And Ryan was in a frat.
Fake frat.
He was in a fake frat.
It was a fake frat. We were trying to make it a real frat.
Yeah, there was this friend from Naples who had rushed Ryan's fraternity, and he was like, "The roomies, can you guys please go to this crush party?" And we were like, "Yeah, we're there." So we dress up really nicely. Like, we're all in black. We're all looking hot. Before we had gotten there, one of my roommates she was pretty shy around boys. And I was like, "Janine, tonight is the night. We're gonna go in to this frat party. We're gonna tear shit up." I was like,
Quote.
"I'm gonna find the hottest guy in here, and I'm gonna make him my bitch." And that's what we did. We walk in, we're slaying, and everyone was in like jeans and flip-flops, so it was super embarrassing.
Yeah, so like the door opens, and yeah, my eyes were like just immediately drawn to you, like in the middle and like looking hot.
Ryan and I lock eyes from across the room, and I look at my roommate, and I was like, "That guy."
Me.
Yeah.
Were you gonna show initiative and like talk to her, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can't like run up to her the second she gets there and be like, "Hi, I'm Ryan."
I would have liked that. I don't know.
Yeah, you would have been able to turn to Janine straight away and be like, "Well, that was easy. Look, he's already my bitch." I didn't even say anything. No, like I'm gonna talk to her at some point. But yeah, you gotta play it cool.
I don't know, like, what ended up happening, but I was like, "Do you want to dance?" Ryan and I are dancing at this point. It was probably, like, Bailando. Like, that was a hit back in 2014, so we were dancing to that song. And Ryan says my name in Spanish.
Veronica Salazar.
And I was like, that is the hottest thing that has happened in my life. Like, it was so
Veronica.
hot. Yeah.
Veronica.
Yeah, some shit like that. I mean, it doesn't sound as sexy, but like remember, I'm 18, I'm turned. And that was when he was just like this white boy, like from across the room. But now I find out he can speak Spanish. And I'm like, holy jackpot. This man is so hot. Love him.
Wow.
Yeah. Ryan's basically Enrique at this point.
We were dancing for a while.
We danced for a while. Our ride shows up. And I was like, "Okay, bye." And I start walking away.
And I was like, "Whoa, what? Can I at least get your number?"
And then I was like, "Yeah, you can have my number, but you have exactly 24 hours to text me or I'm never speaking to you again." I don't know where these words came from, but I said that. And he was
It's all
like,
in the game.
"Okay." And then what happened to Ryan?
I waited like 2.
This man didn't text
3
me
days?
within 24 hours. He texted me like
play the
3
game
days
too.
later.
And I need another drink.
I think I need like another one.
Yeah, you just splashed that shit everywhere.
It's okay.
No, don't just rub it into the wood.
We love it.
I don't, but no.
We love it.
We love it. Oh my god. She's f***ing turned.
I have the screenshot of you asking me on our first date.
And it was roughly along the lines of, if you like Mexican food and I like Mexican food, like, why don't we go on a date to a Mexican restaurant?
And I was like, okay, I'm about it. We can go.
I
eat
like
at a
free
Mexican
meals.
restaurant. I got ready hours before
this
the
is
date
exciting.
started. Like, I was like, oh, I'm going to shower, then I'm going to blow dry my hair, then I'm going to straighten my hair, then I'm going to do my makeup, then I'm going to, like, figure out my outfit, then I'm going to steam my clothes. Like, I was like, I'm going to look really good on this date. And Ryan texted me, and he goes, oh my gosh, I forgot to, like, submit this Chinese quiz.
Yeah.
So Ryan shows up for our first date 30 or 45 minutes late.
Yeah, wasn't great.
Not good. So we're like ordering at the counter, and the guy was like, together or separate? And I just look at Ryan, I'm like, and you're paying for this, right?
And I was like, together.
We sit down, and I'm kind of nervous, and I'm talking to Ryan, and
Just get this out
I have
of
a
the way.
glass of water on the table, and I'm flailing my arms, and the water, like, just tips over, spills all over the table.
Wait a second. The water just tips over.
It did.
She smacks the water.
Okay.
It goes all over the table, all over my lap. And I'm like sitting there like drenched. Thankfully it was only water. It kind of evens the playing field a little, you know?
Yeah.
Right, like I show up late, okay, but she knocks over the drink.
Yeah.
She's probably nervous too. Like that's a good sign, right?
And we go back to my apartment, and
She's like, ooh, you know what I want to watch? Holes. And I was like, okay.
I mean, a great movie. We watch it.
Right? Weren't we trying to watch this
Yes.
on Netflix?
My Wi-Fi was just not working, and
Yeah.
he was fixing it, and then he put his hand on my lower back. That I remember that.
How did I put my hand on your lower back while I was fixing the couch?
I don't know. You're good at multitasking.
Okay.
But it was PG. Don't worry, Poppy.
Okay, at this point it's like midnight.
Yeah, probably.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go.
He f***ing leans in for a kiss.
I did.
And you kissed me, and that was that.
Okay. That was that.
That was
Roll credits.
So we were just dating casually.
We never said anything official.
There was no defining of the relationship. Ryan was like, what we're doing is great. We don't need to slap a label on anything. Giving me all of that stupid
Do
shit.
smooth.
And I was like, okay, I don't love this. But I really liked him, so I'm like, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna come back from winter break. He's gonna be like, are you gonna be my girlfriend? Gonna be great. That's not what happened.
January 2015, the breakup.
We get back to Gainesville. It's January. He was like, hey, can we chat for a bit? He comes over to my apartment, and he breaks up with me.
Well, we weren't
Because we weren't
really
actually dating.
We weren't actually dating, so I couldn't
Because
actually
he never asked me to be his
dump her.
girlfriend.
And I was like, I don't know if this is working. What do you think?
And I was like, I thought it was working. We were just on completely different pages.
It wasn't great. No argument there.
And then he starts walking out. And he's like, okay, well, I really liked you. And I was like, why are you f***ing dumping me then?
I don't know. I think we were just different ages. We were at different stages of college. If I could go back now, I would do it differently. But the other part of me is well, no,
This is where we ended up.
right, it worked. I wouldn't change it.
I obviously did not take the dumping very well. I was like, I'm gonna get super f***ing fit. We're gonna f***ing go to the gym. I'm gonna be f***ing doing my weights. Body's gonna be a 10. And we're gonna make him have regrets. So
Regrets.
Ryan's gonna have some regrets. Even though I was hanging out with other people, I was going on other dates, I knew how I felt about Ryan. And Ryan was the first person I had ever said, wow. Without a doubt, I knew I really liked him. And
Sparks. Pew.
really, I had never had that, feeling come over me.
Me either.
And Ryan keeps texting me after he already dumped me. And it wouldn't give me the chance to get over him because he kept inserting himself into my life. I don't know what, like...
So her whole... Oh my god, now it's all over my leg. Alright. Get the paper towel. This is just like our first date. Okay. July 4th, 2014. No, shit. Alright, hang on. July 4th, 2015. The Red Romper of Regret.
So you invite this girl that you dumped to this party.
A year after he had met me. I came to the house party.
And so she comes in looking hot.
Hit me with that again.
Looking hot. And you were wearing that red romper. And
Yeah,
it was
I
like,
looked hot. I looked-
damn.
That
That's when I was like, ooh, ragrets. We hung out for a little bit and nothing like really happened. We kissed.
Probably. We
But, like,
probably kissed.
That was it though. It's
That's
like
a big deal, though.
it was
Just as friends.
yeah, just
Yeah.
like friends do. So July 4th is the second first kiss.
After that, nothing really happens. He doesn't really text me.
Really?
Yes. You literally dropped off the face of the earth.
Uh,
Now that we're talking about this, I'm like, I cannot believe I f***ing gave this man so many chances.
It's not great.
You were supposed to be her bitch.
That's true.
What the f*** happened?
Wait. All right, hold on.
So July happens, and then after that, it's like, okay, we're gonna go about our lives. And then your f***ing house catches on fire.
Our whole house almost burns down, but is totally like destroyed by the smoke. So none of us can live in this house for the next couple of weeks. So we all have to crash. And then after that, I'm like, damn, like, this kind of sucks. Like, let me text this girl from the Red Romper. Like, that was...
Let me text this girl that I f***ing dumped a year ago.
I mean, I missed her, right? Like, she had these feelings. I had these feelings too. It was just not knowing how to like act on them or show them. And then my house catches on fire and it's like, hey, here's an excuse to text this girl. I was like, hey, you remember me? So my house caught on fire. Can I crash on your couch for a little bit?
And I was like, you can only stay here, and if you do our f***ing chores. So
And
like,
take out the trash.
take
Yeah.
out the trash, do our f***ing dishes, whatever. And it was like every single night things kind of progressed. It was like, I'm gonna take your trash out. Okay, next day, like, I'm gonna take your trash out and I'm gonna give you a good night kiss.
We kind of like almost settled into like a dating rhythm.
And I didn't want to pressure him again into like defining the relationship because I had done that previously. And I was like, I'm not trying to be dumped again.
So, like, when did you all define the relationship?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
Months later, one of Caitlin's friends, Allie, said,
Oh, yeah.
so
okay.
Allie goes, what are you guys? I looked at Ryan, I was like, I'm not answering this question.
I was like, and I was like, more or less, like, yeah, we are dating. Like, we are. That doesn't sound that dramatic, but like, I feel
Yeah.
like at some point it's just like actually, no, like, I feel like I have figured this out. It's her. She's the one. So, I feel like that was, yeah, I don't know. That all happened in the kitchen that night.
So, I mean, here's my question, my ultimate question. How has your relationship with Veronica transformed your life? Brian.
Simply put, for the better. The moment I saw her, the second she walked into that frat party, you know, that Phi State frat party, and we made eyes, it was just like I don't know, I feel like my world changed at that moment. Maybe I didn't realize it at that moment, and I just had to go through my little, you know, my little hero's journey to get there. And I feel like eventually it was just like everything leads back to this girl, and I'm gonna see, like, can I like hold this off? But no, I can't. Like, she's the one. So
And I'm like getting emotional about this, but
It's making me tear up.
when I met you, I was like, I don't know, I just had a feeling about you. And then he dumped me.
Got his ass.
And then he dumped me.
But don't live it down.
One day, right? One day.
But he really changed throughout the years. Like, he really has. Like, even though he sounds like a dick in this story. I mean, you haven't been a dick since what year? 2015.
That's a good run. 7 years. That's a good run.
What year did your club come into Liverpool?
Just about that time.
It was since Jurgen. Ever since 2015,
That's it.
Ryan's not been a dick, and it's because of Jurgen Klopp. No, but really, ever since then, like, you really have been the best. And you take care of me. And he does love me. My mascara, like.
It's a mess, but it's okay. And now we're getting married. What? Okay.
Too much alcohol. is for
Yeah,
me.
too many alcohols. Thanks for coming to our party.
Tell me now. Did you want to watch Holes?
Oh, I wouldn't have picked Holes. I can't say that. Holes would
Did
not
you
have.
want to watch Holes?
It would not have been my first. Would it? Like if you could go back now, would that be your first choice of movie to watch?
It's a great movie.
You
quoted
must
a
carry
lot.
Madame Zeroni up the mountain. Right? Isn't that a line?
That's a line.
Right?
With the lizards.
Oh my! The
I mean,
yellow
it's not the
spotted
same
lizard.
part.
The yellow spotted lizard.
Anyway, this is now a Holes documentary. Bailando. Whoa.
Whoa.
Cut.